jet engine swing. Scariest thing he ever made. Who is this? Who is this? Let's see who this is. I did a thing. Here we go.
How you going? You ever seen the Space Shuttle Challenger launch? It was sick and successfully launched 7 astronauts into the sky. And I want to do that with a jet engine on a swing. But I don't have enough space to do all the big dumb projects I want to do. Until now, and I've bought my dream house, and even paid extra to get a kitchen, 2 bathrooms, and high ceilings. And look at all this space. It's such a liberating feeling being able to chuck a rock anywhere you want, where the only thing I have to worry about hitting is an endangered bird. I own that tree, and that
He bugging off rip.
tree, and that
But I kind of like it though.
tree, this log, and even this poo.
Oh, he out there barefoot.
And this 100 acres of pristine Aussie bush is filled with beautiful animals and plants, and also has more than enough
so he
room for a jet
he in Australia, huh?
engine on a swing, which might just burn the whole place down.
Oh!
So despite what people say, making a jet engine is actually pretty easy. See this jar with a hole in the top? It's not only a flashlight, but a jet engine. Don't believe me? Watch.
What the fuck?
You okay?
Yeah.
You have the fire extinguisher?
No.
Alright, you're just gonna have to believe me. And that's the simplest version, and then the jars get more and more complicated, like this and this. But despite how much these people will try to convince you, no one actually knows how they work. And all these scientists, they're just going along with it, because they don't want to seem dumb and ask the wrong questions and lose their job. Which is why I'm not...
Is that real? Because if that's real, that's kind of sketchy, bro. We we sending people to space and niggas don't know how the fuck we getting there, but they just know it's gonna work.
I'm not going to complicate things
Aliens, by the way.
and get anyone fired, and just make a pulse jet, which is essentially a metal version of this broken jar. You have the combustion chamber here, which when the gas ignites, it pushes out here and here. But because the gas takes longer to come out of this section, it pulses back in or something and the ignition continues for some reason. And this unexplainable process gives you heaps of thrust, like enough to become a Nazi and bomb England from over 400 k's away, which is perfect for me. So I'm going to copy famous Englishman Colin Furze, as his pulse jet looks fairly simple, but
If Kanye would, no, I'm playing.
I've decided to upscale my design by exactly 1% just so I can say it's bigger than his. Also, I haven't figured out the swinging part yet, I'll just work that out later. Alright, I started by cutting out this 1.6mm sheet metal, which for those following along at home is this big. But now I have to turn this flat piece into a round section. And the first piece didn't go well.
That is not going to line up.
Neither did the second.
Together, please.
But after using the vise, I eventually got this, which I tacked together. Then I cut out and rolled these tailpipe sections, which was a little harder.
And you dig that. Yes. Yes. I'm fine.
Yo, why he
But
keep
eventually
using
I got
his
this together
toes?
by using the most ratchet of straps to pull it. So after tacking it together, I need to weld everything up. And after doing a practiced weld on some scrap to make sure I don't screw it up,
Pretty good.
I'm good to go. And this was a lot of welding, and really made me realize how bad I am at following plans. I don't think I ever successfully welded a piece first go, and it was a long process of welding, and cutting my own welds, and putting them back down, and then using a hammer to persuade the pieces into place. And eventually I got these 2 pieces,
She looks good.
and a mad welding tan. So after I ground down one of the edges on the missile-shaped piece, I welded it to the trumpet piece. And nothing I do comes together without gaps. But the good thing about having the worst welds on the internet is that I can just fill the gaps with more ugly welds and no one expects anything less. But I'm pretty happy. The welds are mostly solid, except for here where I welded around my thumb. And also the whole thing is slightly off center, but it shouldn't matter. Now I just need to run the fuel line. So I got this pipe and welded a bolt in the end to make it airtight, then drilled some holes to make it air loose for the gas to come out. But these aren't randomly placed holes. They are very special. I'm hoping that if I put the holes in the same direction as the nozzle, when I crank up the gas, it will pull in the air in a phenomena called the Vitruvian Man, which will ignite and hopefully self-start and eliminate me needing a leaf blower like all these idiots. Like Colin Furs has made over 10 of these pulse jets and never made a self-igniting one, which is just embarrassing. And there you go, the pipe should be in the center of the inlet. Which
Yo,
it looks
this
like it
man
is.
be bugging.
So it's time to give it a first go, and I'm slightly concerned that the pulse jet might just melt itself as it's only made out of mild steel. If I was a better welder, I would have made it out of stainless steel, just like this beautiful card from Revolut. Revolut is an all-in-one
And here we go.
your first purchase. QR code here. Now, usually when I'm using a card complete and those potentially fraudulent, this app is getting in the description.
Damn.
My welds,
Fucking some weights on top. We turned on the gas.
my welds aren't the best. I can see sunlight coming through. Ready? Yep.
That was weird.
And nothing happened.
Oh,
Okay, turn it off.
this says like maybe a safety shut off.
So we removed the pesky safety valve put in by the government to throttle your Saturday night barbecuing experience and tried again with just a sparkler in the combustion chamber.
Yeah, it's in there.
Oh shit.
Raise it more.
More.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay, turn it off.
And it's not self-starting, so we tried with a leaf blower.
Where my junior is at? I don't want you
Yeah.
smoking.
I'm about to burn a blanket up. No shit, that shit's hot.
And it started to rumble, but still wouldn't.
I'm confused.
And I think my holes are the problem, or the lack of them. So I drilled some more and turned it perpendicular to the inlet and welded that in. I also fixed some of the leaking holes in the combustion chamber. And I do owe Colin an apology. I've also failed to make a self-starting pulse jet engine. You're not an idiot, we both are. I'm still convinced you're making a sex dungeon under your house though.
It started.
I heard it.
It
I
started.
got scared. I turned it off.
Right.
Wait, what do I do when it's at that sound?
When it actually goes boom, you'll say I'll move away, leave it for like a second unless it like flies. If it starts to move, turn it
If
off.
it starts to move, I'm not gonna be here, Alex.
No, if it starts to
Ain't no bullshit. Oh!
that was it.
I don't like it.
It did it.
I don't like it.
Oh.
I don't like it.
You saw it move?
Yes.
And that
You
time
saw
it
it?
sounded like it was about to go, but my housemate was too scared and kept turning it off. So I got back my mate, who doesn't care as much about our safety, and gave it another go.
They about to blow up the damn neighborhood. Oh! Damn!
That is fucked.
That is so loud.
That is fucked.
I don't think you should stop running that.
Holy.
Cut it off now, Alex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's too loud.
And we only had that on for a couple of seconds, but it was still the loudest thing my poor ears and neighbors' ears have ever had come inside them.
Bro,
It
the
also
neighbors
made me
probably
stink
like,
for some reason.
what the fuck is going on?
Which is louder than a passenger plane taking off right here on my deck. And the simplicity of this is beautiful. No moving parts, just sheet metal in the shape of a trumpet with a bar.
That's crazy.
There is really no
That's
reason
kinda
for every
crazy.
man, woman, and child watching right now not to go and make one of these. They are seriously the most fun you can have as a 14-year-old living in a crowded urban neighborhood. But I reckon if I ran this any longer, the cops would come and take it for themselves to play with. I'm stopping. All right, I don't want to
Yo.
continue using sparklers to ignite this thing. I want to feel more fancy and have buttons. And I could use an ignition coil to light it, but I thought it would be more fun to use a taser. And here's a hot tip for you.
Taser.
Tasers are illegal in Australia, but you can still buy them. They're just called cattle prods, which is illegal unless you have animals to prod.
That's
But in all
crazy.
seriousness, I'm getting chickens on the property, so I'm gonna need this. So all I did was bypass the battery and switch it over the taser and connect it to the
Yeah.
speaker. And now when I press this button, it should work.
Yep.
And kids, once again, this is the perfect setup if you want to make a bomb. and then welded in the
Yo, he is
The
bugging.
great thing about being a bad welder, we can hook cables onto them. Look at that. Okay, when I press this, we should hear it go off. Why do I hear gas?
Oh.
We should see this go off. Yes. Yes. Alright, now if I'm sitting on the jet engine, I can turn
What
the
was that
gas
for?
on and off. But what happens if I fly off? Or
Okay.
even worse, what if my clothes fly off? Then I won't have a way to stop the jet engine from flying out of
Boy,
control.
this man
So I'm
is
gonna make
freaked
it wireless. So I bought this
out, bro. You freaked out, gang.
solenoid and this brass fitting that precisely don't fit my gas pipe. So I just welded it. That does not work. And I melted the brass. So instead I cut off some hose and stuck that on the end as an adapter, which works nicely. And now I also have the world's first lockable childproof bong.
What's this?
What do you mean?
Right? What is this?
I thought we said you wouldn't have any more drug paraphernalia in the house.
I didn't make it.
Alex, this is in the garage.
I did
you
not.
Said you were not.
I
gonna have
did
this in
not
here.
make this.
What do you mean?
I didn't make it. He made it.
Yo, who is that nigga?
He did it.
He did it. And now when I press this button, gas should come out. And this is weird. I can hear it, but I can't see it. So either there's a snake in the pipe or the guy gave me invisible gas.
Shit.
Okay, the ignition works well. And after pissing off everyone in the neighborhood with the noise of this thing, you'd think I'd stop here. But no, I want to be in a Neighbors from Hell episode. So I'm going to make a thrust augmenter. And it's a funnel thing that goes on either one of the exhausts, and for some reason it's meant to add more thrust. But again, it's one of those things in the rocket world where people say it works, but no one can tell me how. Like if this actually worked, surely I could just stack another augmenter on this one, and then another, and another, and another, and get ever increasing thrust. So let's give it a go. But this
Yo,
time
he's
not in the
really just
suburbs.
out there barefoot. In a truck? The truck about to move.
Alright, the self-ignition doesn't work, and I can't get it to start with the augmenter, as it's in the way of the blower. So I just cut it off, and gave that a go. Which still didn't work. But then I realised it was because I was out of gas. So I cut off the augmenter for no reason. And after getting a new bottle, we gave it another go.
This shit work.
And I have heard whispers on the internet that if I tip the gas bottle upside down, something magical will happen.
They about to blow the fucking truck up. Bro, why? Why is that?
And that liquid
Why is that a thing? What the fuck is going on?
propane really makes it sound angry, and seems like it increases the thrust. Doing it at night seemed to help the thrust as well.
Really?
That was still.
So is that why they do space travel during the night? Holy shit.
Oh, and I didn't realize I didn't turn it off.
Well, that shit getting hot. The red piece getting hot. Whoa.
Now, it's time to move the pulse jet to the top of the hill.
Okay, just do not hit a tree, otherwise your head is gone.
Alright,
What
now
the
to
fuck
work
is
out
that?
the swing. And this can't be like your mum's sex swing. I need it to not fall apart under my weight. And originally I wanted to build 2 A-frames and have the swing on that, but I don't trust my welding enough. So I'm going to use God's A-frames, trees, which are super strong and don't fall over. And these two are in the perfect position, with a clearing on this side, and on the other side, a nice bushy cliff covered in dry grass. So I got this pipe, which has walls 3mm thick, and secured it in place with these bearings, which I definitely remembered to put on the pipe the
Okay.
first time. And I don't know if these bearings are strong enough, but I also don't care. Then I just welded some arms on the top of the engine with support running to the frame, which is made out of steel, as I've heard it's good at holding up against jet fuel. And the reason I need the extra support is if I just secure it on the top like this, I'm sure that spinning jet engine will just peel itself apart. So instead I have the arms running to the frame and then the frame running all the way to the bottom. Then also just reinforced all the welds while also making sure I keep the camera in a way where it doesn't reveal the location of my property to any of you freaks. Alright, now to see if it fits, which it does, if I leave my car. Now I'm stuck.
What are we gonna do? Deflate the tires. Let's see.
We're free.
And if I just tried to run it like this, I don't think it would do 360s, as it would probably just get to like 45 degrees and then just stop. So originally I thought I could get like 5 meters of spear gun rubber and slingshot it to start it off. But then I realized I should just copy what I did in my intro and put a counterweight on top.
Too much leverage when you lift your arms out.
Maybe if I go.
And if you guys have never experienced having a steel pole in between your cheeks while also holding 20 kilos above your head, you definitely have to try it. It's a fantastic feeling. When I got down though, we realized we could have just rotated the jet to put the weights on. Also, I realized another thing about the spinning I didn't consider. When the jet engine is upside down, it's going to run on liquid propane. So it'll be cycling between liquid and gas, giving it a lot more thrust, but will also put a lot of stress on the solenoid, which is not meant to run on cold liquid propane, which means it could blow up or get stuck in the open position, which is why I got rid of the Chinese solenoid and switched it with this beefy one. And it being Chinese has nothing to do with it. This one just has a bigger hole. Then I just bolted on a chair for me to sit on and put the electronics in a box. And it's done. And after a visit to the car park of an event cinema movie theater, I should have enough fire extinguishers to do the first test. But just to be sure we don't burn everything down, we also stole the neighbor's generator and made a firefighting setup. And there's nothing left but to do it. And this is probably the most scared I've ever been before turning on one of my dumb devices.
So what's our plan? Our plan is do it, and we're both running just and hiding behind that tree.
Yeah, behind that tree there.
Well, that shit about to take off. Oh.
And it wouldn't start, even though nothing has changed since we did the other tests. So we tried different sized gas bottles, thinking that that could have been the issue. And we also tried moving the bottle position around.
Fire in the hole!
Oh shit!
What did that happen?
I was on.
And even though we got it started once, it wouldn't stay on. So we tried a couple more times.
Damn!
Oh no, is this a good idea?
But then called it a night. We decided to try again in the morning with a plan. So in the morning we got up and went to a car dealership and installed a TV for them.
I did a much better job at this than the jet engine. First go.
Can I use details?
Of course, yeah.
Then once we had done that, we tried the jet engine again.
Oh, they got that joint to start. Oh, never mind.
Which still wouldn't work. But then we realized that the solenoid was probably the problem. As you know how earlier I said that nothing had changed from our stationary test before? One thing did. The length of this hose, which doesn't seem like it would make a difference, but because it's shorter now, there might be less resistance on the solenoid and the gas can pass through easier. So we did something you're definitely not meant to do and put a kink in the gas pipe, which will hopefully build up more pressure and force the solenoid to open all the way.
Oh. Oh shit. This how fucking forest fires start. I got it. Hey! Oh!
And that was the best so far, but I want it to spin for as long as we tell it to.
Oh,
so we
gosh.
crimped the hose a little harder and gave it another go.
Too much crimp? Oh! Oh, they got it. Oh my gosh, that is crazy, gang. Oh, that's crazy.
and that worked so much better than I could have ever hoped. Nothing broke, blew up, or got burnt, and it spun continuously until we switched it off. So we tried again, but this time with the bottle fully tilted so it runs on liquid for longer.
Am I Mr. Sparkler?
Sparkle. That's been the magic touch, so let's keep with it.
Yo! That motherfucker about to fly out. This shit don't look real. That is crazy.
And that was significantly louder and faster than the others, but it still wasn't running on liquid the whole time. You could hear it going on and off. And I think it's because it's spinning, the liquid is getting pulled to the bottom edge like water in a bucket and not coming out. So we waited till night and decided to try a new tank with more liquid propane in it and give that a go.
Stop. No, it was spraying liquid propane onto you. Get away from it,
Oh shit.
And we almost set ourselves on fire, so we tried again with the bottle at 45 degrees. And then we almost blew the jet engine up.
Oh shit. Bang.
So we tried one last time before finally getting
You gotta have a
shot
permit or
on
some
one.
shit to do this?
Also, letting you hear the drop of this song.
They got that joint to work, man. That joint's on. Is he gonna get in that shit?
Yes! That was epic! That initial burst, it almost stopped and there was...
This is crazy.
And this is by far the best thing I've ever made and most fun I've ever had filming a video. But there's also zero chance I'm ever gonna sit on this thing.
Yeah, I was
Go
about
make
to
a
say,
Pulse Jet kit
what?
And do it yourself. Thank you so much for watching.
Okay,
If you
I was
like
about
that,
to say.
please subscribe and check out some of
I was about to say, is he about to get on this joint? Alright. No, did he? Hey, if you made it this far into the video, go ahead and drop a 7 in there so I know you made it this far. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like that one, you'll probably like this one up here or this one down here. But either way, click it, and I'll see you in the next video. Shamoches.
We gon' leave here what we came with. Nintendo 64, we ain't switching on the same shit. And packs on the track, sound like I'm speaking Spanglish. Send my jeans, and I promise ain't no Wranglers. 19 on me like I Georgia swap with Debo.